call the meeting to order and have a roll call.
Joe Chapel.
Here?
Lynn Bilodeau.
Here.
Patrick Carr.
Here.
Carol McPeak is absent. James Inslee.
Here.
Aaron Brown is absent. Ed Woods absent.
Ed Wood's
And
walking
there's-
in right now.
And there is Ed Wood. All right, do we have any public comments? Okay, we're gonna do some people shuffling here.
You want to pull that other one?
Do we have any public comments that are not related to the issues that we're addressing this evening? If not, we will continue with the meeting. Number 3 is approval of previous minutes from the regular meeting of September 10th, 2018.
I move we approve them.
Second.
Can we have a vote?
Approved by acclamation.
Oh, approved by acclamation. All right. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
All right. Discussion and possible action for window and wall signage located at 120 South Division Donut Shop. Second review. Do we have anyone here for the donut shop?
They are not with us.
Okay.
This is how you avoid having unapproved signage on your building.
Do we have any comments concerning the examples that have been submitted to us?
I would like to make a comment. I have no problem with the actual banner and the grand opening, but I think that the door signage is probably not appropriate.
And that was a recommendation not to approve by our city planners.
Also,
correct?
city planner, I believe that that's also their recommendation too. I think that that's a little too more cartoonish, where the banner actually is not, doesn't really.
Well, I actually talked to the city planner today, and there were some concerns about this border, and I guess the reason being is that this is something that is not traditionally historical. The buildings downtown don't have that, and the concern was what precedent the banners would, that banner around the windows would be. Also, I do think that according to our ordinances, we don't know if they're going to keep the existing signage at this point, do we? You know, the...
Right, I
Says
don't know.
donuts.
Yes, and it's my understanding that if they do, they would be allowed to have a sign on both sides of the building in the window in addition to that. But, you know, once again, I think the banner might come across as 3 different, you know, depending, every window would have one, I guess, is the...
Yes,
And the banners weren't really a historical, I just don't know if we want to open up that door. And it's not terribly offensive to look at, but I just don't know that that's something that we want to, I have concerns about that.
And then what kind of guidelines do we have to follow when it's not what most of us would consider a particularly historic building? I mean,
Correct.
obviously this is like a post-war building, where when we think of the historic district, most of those buildings were built between 1889 and
That is also
1910.
correct.
And so do we have to be, and obviously we're not going to make them just bulldoze the building. Do we have to make them, try to make that blend in with the 1890 architecture?
Well, I think paint is the main thing that we would want to keep something.
What was the first? I missed the first 4 words.
I just think keeping the, you know, as long as we keep paint in line with the rest of the, rest of the downtown, so
I
everything is.
agree.
I agree.
It has has a similar, the flavor and the feel of downtown. This obviously being a Cubist small gas station, fairly new. I think that keeping.
And then are they going to come back and request additional signage for their window? Like a sign that says the name of their place?
Well, actually, this banner does say their sign. It says Guthrie Donuts. The other one is the one that's on there now. It just says Donuts. And so it kind of says what they have, and in what we do is it's mainly stating what their product is. It's not necessarily the name of the building. But these the band around the windows do say Guthrie Donuts. That would be, in my opinion, their signage.
Their signage?
And I don't have any problem with the banner, and I don't have a problem with them doing something on the door that is the same or similar with the banner
Yes,
signs.
I agree with that.
It's pretty small too.
It's just
It
not a
doesn't-
big area.
Right, and there's a big disconnect between the door and the
Yes, there is.
rest
Yeah.
of it. Okay.
So that they don't have to come back on the banner, I'd move that we approve the banner as it is. And, do we need to make two separate motions if we're gonna do that? Ed?
Or just a modification, I think, that if we're
And-
not going to do the door, just approve banner, the band around the windows with modification of not the cartoon bubble
Okay.
on the door.
So if they do something consistent with the banner on the door,
Yeah.
would that be how to frame it?
I think that would probably be it. And
Okay.
They could have their hours there on the door. That's usually
Right.
where things go. So.
I would then move that we approve the banner and approve door signage consistent with the banner look, but not consistent with the cartoon look.
Yes.
And whatever they put on the door obviously can include the hours of operation. I think they're entitled to have that up there
Yes.
anyway.
I have
I agree.
one other thing.
Okay.
I'm not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure when I drove by this morning or yesterday, their Dion Open sign is rectangular, it's the right size, but I do think the lights run. It says OPEN. I may be mistaken, somebody needs to check that out. Because it's not in flash, it just goes OPEN. You did see it
Oh, I
flash?
thought I saw it flashing.
I don't know about that. I just think I saw it, the O would flash, then the P, then it was a running light.
Is that the temporary sign they're talking about?
No, it's the neon sign.
Actually opens.
No, the temporary sign would be the grand opening sign that's on page
Oh, okay.
Right
2.
here, can you see it?
So,
And it would be only good for 30 days.
Sort of dark. Oh, that's
The
it,
su-
right up here.
the neon sign itself is the right size, and
Okay.
they're block letters, and that looks okay, but they're running, which is against the ordinance.
But it's not supposed to flash?
No, and our ordinance number 3127
Okay.
says, no running or flashing lights or signs
Okay.
may be allowed.
And they haven't asked anything about that sign,
No.
correct? So maybe code enforcement could just let them know on that
Be
sign.
nice.
Well, I happen to know code enforcement's been letting some other folks know they're not supposed to be having flashing signs.
And then I
So, and I
assume,
appreciate that.
that they will, if they're gonna change the signage on the top of the building, they will come back to get that approved.
Yeah, and I haven't heard anything one way or the other whether they want to do that.
Because I wasn't here at the last meeting, but they had another idea for up there, did they not?
I think it was just windows.
I think
And
it was windows.
covering a lot of the windows.
The windows were already covered, right?
Yeah, they've taken them all
They're taking
down.
it down.
Okay. Well, unless they're-
So, I mean, they're starting a new business in
Yeah, it
Guthrie. I
is.
want to give them as much of a
There
head
is a
start as we
language
can.
problem there
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Um,
Okay. So we had a.
Yeah, there's their neon sign, you can see it.
yeah.
But I think the lights did run it.
And we can just
Yeah.
leave that to code enforcement to go by, because they haven't asked anything about that. They didn't request it.
I assume they're gonna paint the poles as well. They changed, this was what, red and yellow?
Yeah.
Before?
They're
And
done color.
address that too if you would like. Property maintenance.
Sure.
So we had a motion to approve the banner, but not the door signage.
Yeah. But we would approve door signage that's consistent with the look of the banner away from the cartoon look.
Yeah.
Do I have a second?
Sure. Second.
And then we have a vote?
Joe Chapel,
No.
Lynn Bilodeau,
Yes.
Patrick Kerr,
No.
Carol Mc, James Hensley,
Yes.
Now what?
Does Ed get a tiebreaker vote? Is he
No.
like the president pro tem?
I'm
Like the
just
vice president?
officio. I don't
Yeah.
get to vote. I just get to say something.
What is your?
Well, I'm just sort of, I sort of have a opposition to that banner thing. I think that it's just not consistent, and I don't want to start people saying they got one and see them down Main Street. That's my concern. And if they're going to have another sign, I guess one thing too is that they're not here. That's a bit of a problem. So we can't ask, are they going to want a larger Guthrie Donut sign in the window, which I think might serve them better. That's my concern. So what happens with a tie?
I believe a tie means that it did not pass. Usually, tie is usually turned down. It has to be unanimous approval or
Majority.
approval. Excuse me.
They are open, are they not?
I
Yes.
think so.
Yes, there.
They've got their flashing sign, so people are going to know they're there. And they need to be here, I think, as well. Okay, so item 4 fails. Item number 5, discussion and possible action for window signage located at 123 West Oklahoma Avenue, Human Revive. Do we have someone here to speak to this? Okay. Can you step up to the microphone and state your name?
My name is Dee Wells, and I'm one of the owners of Human Revive. Requesting approval for window signage.
This is at the, I call it the Hallmark Building, is that correct?
Yes, that's what
Yeah.
I heard.
Do you know the official name of the building, so I can be educated? No?
No, I've only been here a little over a month.
I think it's the Freeman building.
The Freedman
The Freeman.
Building?
Freeman, I think.
Freeman thing.
I'm not sure.
That
That's what it
sounds.
says on the
I should know
application.
that.
Oh, it does?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Where's the, this is just going in one window?
One window and on the door, yes.
Pardon me?
One window and then on the door.
And on the door?
Mhm.
And is it, which window is it? The
one
one to
facing
the,
the post.
East or west?
It's gonna be on this side, facing the post office.
oh, it faces the post office.
Corner.
that'd be First Street.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Facing First Street.
Yeah, that window right there was turned that way.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, on the
No.
side window?
No.
They put it up on.
Yeah, that
the-
faces,
There's your
Oh,
window.
there, I see, okay.
Yeah, that-
this faces west.
Right.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
So it's on this window.
This window right here.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not even showing. This is the whole front.
I
That whole
know,
front
this is the
facing-
window right here.
Oh, back there.
Yeah,
Just another page over here, I think.
yeah, this guy right here, that window. What size is the sign?
says right here.
Big as the window.
No, I think it
Almost.
says on the thing.
I don't
I
see.
thought I saw it somewhere.
It's just got dimensions of the window
80 by
itself.
66,
No,
well,
That's the size of the window.
that's the size of the window.
But they don't have the size of the sign.
Did you plan on the sign incorporating the whole window?
No,
No.
I should have come better prepared. I assumed.
It shows, as long as the sign is less than 1/3, or right at 1/3 or less than the
The window.
Size of the
total
window.
space of the area, window, then it'd be fine.
It's just gonna be in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering with the map of the world thing here, is that going to... First of all, I don't know about that. Anybody else have any opinions on that? Would that be opaque, or are you going to be able to see through the map? Or is it going to be a solid? I mean, it's going to be opaque.
You will be able to see out but not see in.
Okay, so
And I don't have the dimensions in front of me.
is this, how's this going to be placed? Is it
In the center.
painted, or?
No, it's gonna be a cling.
Should you see out but not see in the
Right.
entire window?
No, sir. Just, I wish I had the dimensions and I don't have them in front of me.
According to this graphic, it shows that it's just a partial.
Yeah,
And that shows it would fit in within the,
Oh, 8, is
size.
yeah.
Well, you'll be able to see out around the window. You'll be able to see out the window where the sign is not,
Correct.
correct? And is this what you think the size of the sign is?
It's about, it's just small to fit in between that space.
Here you go.
Like,
There.
About like that.
Yes.
And then on the door, it would be like about like that.
Yes, just
Are they both the same size?
no,
This is door's smaller than the.
correct.
I move that it be approved.
And that's the, don't go to the back of that page, just turn that page over. No, the first, no,
I move it be approved
There.
as long as it's that small.
that's it.
You're talking about
Should
something,
have brought the car.
something about like that.
It's not gonna cover all of the window.
No, but not even close to cover.
No.
Okay, that's as long as it's less than 30% of the window.
Yeah, as long as it just covers less than 30% or less of the entire window surface area. That's it.
I move to approve.
Will they have to come up and, I don't mind voting to approve as long as it's contingent upon that they bring it up, the actual dimensions, and the city checks out the size of it before.
Okay.
I move to approve, so it's within.
She got a sign permit. I gave it to her right before the meeting, so it'll have to go to our department before she can.
Okay,
So I can verify size for you guys.
okay.
Okay.
All
And I
right.
noticed the staff recommended that it be approved contingent on the background being changed from a la mode and off-white to being clear. Do we need to discuss that? Was there
Okay.
some reason the staff wanted that? Do you know?
She
Well,
didn't say.
I
Okay.
think, once again, that's probably a precedent-setting thing. I mean, it's not, that is not script. There's, that's a graphic of the world, I guess.
I don't have to be a problem. I don't have a problem with it being opaque.
I think the colors we were trying to be consistent with the color palette that we received, so.
Okay, so we have a motion.
I made the motion.
You made the motion. Before anyone seconds, I do have a concern about the map being opaque, not being able to see it. It's not, you know, when I look through the book, it talks about the historic historical, now we're talking about a really historical building here. I don't have a problem with the wordage. Sure, I feel like it's going to draw enough attention to itself as it is. Still waiting on a second.
So your preference is that the background is clear?
Clear or gone, where you can see through it, through the,
Well,
I
I don't
imagine
think
with-
they can do it without that, because then you have all these little tiny islands and stuff they're trying to, so to get the map of the world, it's gonna have to either be a white background or a clear background.
I think that's what the sign lady was telling me,
Yeah.
that she couldn't do it without having.
You can't do it without some background, in other
That's
words.
some backing.
oh, okay.
Because otherwise, they.
So this
it's
is,
just-
so this whole thing is going to have color, the whole sign. Behind the map, is that going to be white?
Yes, that's what they're
Yes.
talking about right now. And that's what
I got real
staff
problem.
recommended, Rebecca
How's that any
recommended.
different if somebody just put a regular sign up there? You can't see through a regular sign anyway. Why does it have to be transparent?
I mean, it's not gonna cover more than a third of the window, so I don't
Yeah,
think it's out of
well, I
compliance.
mean, if you can find any example in town of a sign painted in a window that has a background around the letters, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, as even a bracket sign, it may, because that is just a flat sign with white, it's just a solid white pane with the with the map of the globe and then the human revive on it. It may be something to bring a little more depth to it if it was framed, like a border frame around the edge to offset just white going on a window.
Personally, I just don't see any example of any sign like this in any of the buildings downtown. Generally, the script is printed on the window and you see beyond it. Am I wrong?
Different places, there's different
I mean,
examples.
I see grand opening signs that they have a white background and they're temporary, but I don't know that there's any permanent building window. And there's got to be some sign guidelines.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand what the problem is. You need a border around it?
Well, we're talking about two different things.
Two different things, actually.
One of the things was, instead of a white background,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be a clear background, so that when it goes on the window, you don't see through everything that's within your black border there. You don't see anything but the map and the lettering.
Yes.
It would be clear. That was one of the discussions we were having, whether to request that it.
Because basically then you're and I mean, if you look at here's our examples in here, lettering and graphics on storefronts, right? This is sort of our template for these things. I just think otherwise it's going to look like a billboard was put in the window and not just
I mean, I like the idea of the
not
whole,
painted on the window like
Right.
all the other buildings downtown.
I do like the idea of the whole background being clear, if they can do that with just the map having, wherever the map, the world color of platinum, so it'd just be platinum on, say, a clear background with the lettering. If they can do that, that would,
I mean, this is pretty
You don't
much the
know.
only.
I
I don't know about signage, so I'm
Yeah.
just
Of
going on the
window
reference
font.
with someone that I've
Yeah.
hired in your
Never
town, so
heard of
I'll have to
solid
ask.
just have to ask.
billboards.
I think that would alleviate the commission's concerns of just a,
Okay.
We're always looking for it to complement existing
Absolutely.
period
And I appreciate that.
territorial signage.
Sure.
Okay. Do we get another motion to change the wording?
You want to withdraw your motion?
Nope.
Do we have a second?
Let's vote. I'll second it.
Okay. okay?
Joe Chapel?
But before we vote, if we tie again and it fails,
Then we can make another motion.
oh,
to do it
okay,
with
okay,
the
thank
clear.
you, thank you,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right, let's vote.
Joe Chapel?
No.
Lynn Bilodeau?
No.
Patrick Kerr?
Yes.
I'll tie it.
James Hensley?
Yes.
Well, it still fails.
Okay, so that failed, so I'm gonna make a motion that we approve that, provided they can do it with the clear background rather than the white background.
Yeah, takes the background from Alamo to clear, the type color is Ravens Range B67, and the world color is a Platinum D44-2.
Correct.
It's just moving the Alamo out to a clear.
Out to a clear.
There you go.
That would be my motion.
Does that make sense to you? We can show you what we're talking about.
That would be
Come
great.
up here, please.
I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse all my life,
Okay.
so this is out of my area.
Well, basically,
I'm gonna eliminate. Okay, let me say what I think you're saying to me.
Mhm.
Sure.
You're going to eliminate all of the white is going to be clear.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes,
Right.
so it will be like it was applied or painted on the window like all the other signage downtown.
Right.
It won't be, but it will look like it.
Okay.
And I would imagine in these,
I'm
what are
sure they can do it in clear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If they can do it in white, they can do it in clear.
yeah.
I think that's kind of how we're going to do it.
Good.
Sign person saying we have to have some sort of backing on it.
Well, and it can be a clear backing
Unless they do it on a
though.
piece of
Well, I
glass.
think it'd look better just if it was just clear.
Yeah.
I agree too.
Okay.
You guys like that?
I like that.
I like it.
Okay. See if we can make that.
Second my motion,
Can I second
Sure.
as chairman? I second the motion.
All right.
Yay! Joe Chapel?
Yes.
Second.
Lynn Bilodeau?
Joe. Yes.
It says the chair can't
Chair can't
second.
second.
I didn't
never
think
mind.
I tried not to.
Then
but
I will second it.
Okay, Hensley seconds.
Hensley seconds.
There we go.
Joe Chapel?
Yes.
Lynn Bilodeau?
Yes.
Patrick Kerr?
Oh, go ahead.
James Hensley?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, if he can't second, how can he vote then? I don't understand why a chair can't second. I've never heard that rule, and I've got the rules of Roberts.
Well, someone,
Well,
and I don't know
it
it,
got
but I had
seconded either
I had
way.
been told that.
I know, but I think that's
Because
a false
the
statement.
chair calls for, entertains a motion in a second, and then, but he can vote where, like ex officio can, so it's there.
I just heard it. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I want to do things
Either
right.
way, it's approved.
Local rules.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you. Is your head spinning?
All right. Do we have any staff comments?
She
We-
supplied them.
Pardon me?
She supplied them.
She supplied them. That's good. What do you got for us? Oh, to us.
Yeah.
Oh, those. Okay. I thought maybe something else here. All right.
Absolutely not.
Do we have any commissioner comments?
Can't wait to see your sign up. I think it looks good.
The only comment I'd have is if there was a business that put out huge flashing lights a couple weeks ago, and I sent Rebecca an email and I said, I'm sure somebody else has already told you, but explained it to her, and she sent me an email back saying, no, nobody else has said anything, but we'll get code enforcement down there to take care of it. So if you guys see something that's just a gross violation, send Rebecca an email on it. She'll get code enforcement down there on it.
You can skip Rebecca if you just want to send it straight to code enforcement. There's actually a code enforcement email.
Okay,
It goes to 3 of us, so
all right.
Do you want to advertise that on television?
not particularly. There's a lot of people.
But
that are.
anybody can go to the website and figure it out if you
Yeah.
if you
Yeah,
fiddle
but
around on it.
trying to make